pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, welcome everybody. First item we got on the agenda is approval of the minutes from, bear with me. From the July 13th meeting. That's the only ones, correct? Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes from July 13th? All right, if not, we'll approve those as submitted. Next item, report of the town manager, Mr. Warner.
Thank you, Mayor Black, members of council. I have actually several announcements I want to share tonight for the good of the public and the community. We'll start by extending congratulations to Sonia Jamies, the Finance Department staff, also to Town Council, as the town has been awarded a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting by the Government Finance Officers Association. Also want to report that the right-of-way improvement project on Burks Hill Road has begun. Sidewalk work has commenced from Liberty Lake Park, moving up toward Highway 460. Once that work is completed, the reconfiguration of lanes in the road itself will commence. Work on Avenel Avenue to replace major water and sewer infrastructure has been completed, and associated resurfacing and pavement work is also underway today. We certainly appreciate the efforts of Bedford Regional Water Authority as well as Patterson Brothers in completing this project, as well as the patience of the neighbors who live along that street. On an administrative note, Gary McIver is seeking a qualified individual to fill a vacancy on the Building Code Board of Appeals. So if you or anyone is interested in that, please contact Gary directly. On a personal note, I'd like to extend condolences to Councilman Haley and his family on the passing of his aunt, Elizabeth Haley Moses.
Thank you.
And getting back to administrative announcements, the police department will observe National Night Out 1 week from tonight on Tuesday, August 3rd, and I understand Chief Foreman has given the mayor a proclamation related to that. And at this point, I would like to turn the podium over to D.W. Lawhorn for an introduction.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to have everybody welcome Seth Campbell. Seth, raise your hand. Seth started with us 3 weeks ago as the new Assistant Director of Public Works, and he'll be tagging along with me here and learning stuff. So I would encourage everybody, if you get a chance, to come talk to him in a meeting. He comes to us from the city of Lynchburg, where he was the project engineer over the downtown project for the last couple of years. So if you drove down there and had some headaches, you can catch him about that. Talk to him about that. But welcome him aboard. He brings a lot of knowledge, and we're excited to have him and look forward to it.
Welcome.
And then I'd also like to recognize Chief Foreman now for a very special presentation.
Thank you, council members and town manager. First, I want to say we've got a lot of good officers. We had an incident last week where we had a homicide. The patrolman, the patrol sergeant, other sergeants all worked together and then worked with investigations, and we cleared that up fairly quickly. It's always a terrible thing when we have a homicide, but if we can find some closure for the family, that's something good. Well, today I wanted to recognize two officers, one who is not able to be here right now, but I wanted to have Investigator Lawhorn, and I'm also recognizing Officer Mead. If you come on up, Investigator Lawhorn. On April 2nd, 2021, officers were dispatched to an armed robbery at the 1128 East Lynchburg-Salem Turnpike. The initial report from dispatch was a black male where she followed the vehicle. The vehicle pulled off at the East Main Street exit, and Officer Mead followed. While the vehicle was at the stop sign, she noticed the driver still watching her through the rearview mirror. As she followed the vehicle on Independence Boulevard, dispatch notified her that the suspect was a white male. She advised dispatch that she was behind a silver Kia with a white male driver. She advised the vehicle appeared to be trying to avoid her. The vehicle turned into the Sonic parking lot and went the wrong way around the Sonic and through Taco Bell. Trying to avoid Officer Mead. As she entered the Taco Bell parking lot to go around to find the vehicle, it came around the building and went out of the exit. As the vehicle left the parking lot, investigator Longhorn was able to get behind the vehicle. Pursuit started and the vehicle fled through town. After the pursuit through the center of town and the area of Washington Street, the vehicle went back towards Sonic area and ended up stopping at CVS on East Main Street. The suspect fled from the vehicle, and Officer Meade and investigator Longhorn chased the suspect into the Fairview Cemetery, where they were able to take the suspect into custody. Officer Meade, in her quick response and attention to detail, led to the capture of the suspect, ensuring the safety of the citizens of the town of Bedford. If she would not have paid attention to the driver's actions and not followed the vehicle, we may not have taken the suspect into custody. Officer Meade's quick thinking and proper use of radio and attention to detail were qualities that led to the capture. Investigator Longhorn's response to assist Officer Meade is an essential part of the capture of the suspect. He was able to get behind the vehicle as it was fleeing from Officer Meade. Investigators Longhorn's skilled driving and careful consideration of the conditions were essential in capturing the suspect. These officers exited their vehicles with courage in pursuit of the person who had just committed an armed robbery, placing the safety of the citizens above their own safety. These officers exemplify the qualities we want in our staff. They met the mission and vision of the Bedford Police Department, keeping Bedford a safe place to live. So thank you, Officer Longhorn, and then Officer Meade. I wanted to give you one of these.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
And that concludes my report this evening.
Do we have any appearances before council this evening? No? All right, council comments. CJ, we'll start on your end.
Just once again, appreciate the quick thinking on the police officers, and hats off to Sonia and staff on the certificate of achievement. Thank you.
Echo that. Thank you to all of our police officers for all you do.
Just want to thank all the police officers and everything they do, and Investigator Longhorn. Thank our staff for all the wonderful stuff that they do to keep this town going. And that's all.
Ditto to all the above. Thank God we don't live in one of the big cities. We have a police force that does its job, and the criminal justice system that takes care of it the way it should be taken care of.
Well, we can't say enough about the police department in this town. I think everybody's real pleased with what you guys do, and appreciate your general attitude, so thank you.
Okay, first I want to recognize Officer Meade for what she did and apprehended the murder suspect. Also, Investigator Longhorn in helping out with that. I want to thank our police department for keeping us safe every day and every night. I feel lucky to live in the town of Bedford with a police department that's there for us, that keeps us safe. I also want to welcome Seth Campbell to his position in Bedford as DW's assistant. Welcome aboard. I want to congratulate Sonia on what she did for us, and we were able to get that award for financial excellence. You see, it's not just us council and our team, but we've got great staff that helps us out. Thank you for all your hard work and what you do.
I'd like to echo everybody's words. Todd, your Officer Meade, Investigator Longhorn, job well done. We appreciate it. We know you do it day in and day out, and we as a community thank you for your efforts. Tanya, keep doing what your Town Watch is sponsoring a unique nationwide crime, drug, and violence prevention program on August 3rd, 2021, entitled National Night Out. And whereas the 38th Annual National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for the town of Bedford to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas the town police department plays a vital role in partnership with a variety of agencies in reducing crime, drugs, and violence in the town of Bedford. And whereas it is essential that all citizens of the town of Bedford be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in the town of Bedford. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. Now therefore, I, Mayor Tim Black, do hereby call upon all citizens of the town of Bedford to join with the police department and the National Association of Town Watch in supporting 38th Annual National Night Out on August 3rd, 2021. Further, let it be resolved that I, Mayor Tim Black, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 as National Night Out in the town of Bedford. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Bedford to be affixed this 27th day of July, 2021. One other item on, so we have our annual conflict of interest training that we have to do every couple of years. The last time we had it was 2019. Deborah's scheduled, the girl from, I guess, is it the?
From Richmond, the
From
one we
Rich-
did last year.
Right, so we've got that scheduled for September 21st at 3:30 in the afternoon, here in the council chambers.
Yes, it'll be virtual.
Oh, it'll be virtual, okay. But will we all meet here?
Yes,
We'll all meet here, and then she'll meet with us virtually.
yes, we'll
Okay.
adjourn the meeting before to that date at 3:30.
Okay, all right, so just gave you all plenty of notice. So that's it. That's all I've got on my comments. Next, we have a report of council committees. I believe the finance committee met.
Finance committee met today, we went over the financials basically for last year. Everything looks good. Yeah, with the federal money that they give away in Washington, we will get a chunk of it. And we're going to sit down and probably talk about different ways to try to expend some of that. There's different ideas out there, and Mr. Warner will come up with some things. I think the Water Authority wants a piece of it, we want to do a little bit. But we'll, council will be getting notified of what's available.
Councilman Johansson.
Yeah, I serve on the Central Virginia District Planning Commission. We had a meeting last July the 15th. Thought I should mention a couple of things there. The first is Tracy Bledo has left the county's workforce and is now the workforce development director for our area. We're going to miss Tracy. She's done a good job for us with the county. The other thing that came up at the meeting, there was a suggestion that we might want to do a regional property reassessment. I think that went over pretty poorly, actually. Hopefully that's not going to happen. They had one group do it for the whole area. Somehow I don't think, I didn't speak up, but I don't know that that's in our best interest since the county does our assessments, and they didn't seem to be too enamored with that whole notion. Finally, there is to be a dinner meeting in Lynchburg for local government community leaders on October the 14th or November the 18th about the Chumura economics and analytics. So that's something that some of us may want to participate in for that night. That's it.
Any other committees? No? All right. Don't think any revisions to the agenda. Don't think there's anything to add to the agenda. So we'll move into the first item of new business, which is the appointment of our new town attorney.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Mr. Michael Lockerbie as our new town attorney. Mr. Lockerbie is associated with Wynn, Waddell, Carroll, and Lockerbie. Again, to be our new town attorney.
Second.
Any discussion? No? Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Haley,
Aye.
Mr. Hartwick,
Aye.
Mr. Johannesson,
Aye.
Mr. Rush,
Aye.
Mr. Schoen,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley, Mayor Black.
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 ayes.
Welcome, Mr. Lockley. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Get ready.
Please take the hot seat.
It's been 37 years out of it.
He promised me he was probably going to bring that back.
I won't.
All right, the next item on our agenda is the Town of Bedford Equal Opportunity Employer Statement.
I make a motion that we approve the written statement as town's position on equal opportunity employment.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Nope. Roll call.
Mr. Hartwick,
Aye.
Mr. Johannesson, Mr. Rush,
Aye.
Mr. Schoen,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Haley,
Aye.
Mayor Black.
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 ayes.
Nothing else now, then we're adjourned.
I do have one thing. There is a petition going around town by a local group, and they're looking at an interest of maybe a dog park somewhere down the road, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right,
Thank you.
meeting adjourned.
Just so that one-